Okay, so happy Friday, everybody. I am in the building. I might come in and check and say hi to you. So today's lesson, let's go through this. So 4, 15, 22. So our objective today is solving radical equations. If at any time my recording's too fast, just ask the substitute to pause it and you can catch up, okay? So radicals are a fancy word for any kind of root. Any root. Square root, cube roots, fourth roots, whatever. It's a radical. They're also irrational, okay? So when we're solving, we've got to be a little bit careful. One of the things we have to make sure is you can't have the square root of a negative number. We know that. We're not going to have I answers. We want real answers. We want real number answers. So, if we get something like a square root of -4, we're not going to go plus or minus 2i. We're going to say no solution be done, okay? So we may have to check our answers every now and then if we have negative possibilities. So let's take a look, first of all, example 1. So example 1, we're going to solve. What I need to do is undo the problem by doing the opposite operation. So I've got a square root of x minus 4. So the opposite operation is to square both sides. The square will cancel out the square root because they're opposite operations. I'll have an x minus 4 equals 144. Okay, and then I'll just go plus 4, and I have x equals 148. Okay, to check the solution, I would just plug my answer in. I would just go, okay, square root of, let's see, x 148 minus 4 equals 12. I think that's true because you get 144. 12 equals 12. Okay, good. I'm not really worried about that one, okay? Boom. Okay, example 2. Now, on a cube roots can be negatives. Not square roots, but cube roots can be negative. So this one can be negative. We're okay with that. But to undo my cube root, I'm going to cube it, because that's the opposite of my cube root. So if I cube root a cube, it cancels it out, and I'm just left with a 2x plus 1. And -3 cubed is -3 times -3 times -3, which is a -27. All right, now I just have to solve. -1, -1. 2x equals -28. Divide by 2, I get x equals -14. Negatives are okay with the cube roots. Negatives are okay. I would normally check it, but I don't need to check the cube root. Okay, example 3. Oh, sorry, you guys. Example 3. Well, it has a lot of extra numbers around it, so let's tidy it up by getting rid of the extra numbers. I'm going to go -6 first. 3 times the square root of an x plus 3 equals 12. Again, let's tidy it up by getting rid of the extra numbers. So I'll divide by 3. Square root of an x plus 3 equals 4. I'll square and square, right? Because the square will cancel the square root. Of an x plus 3 equals 16. -3, x is equal to 13. Okay? Now, example 4, I already know is no solution, but I want to show you why. I know no solution already. No solution because an even root would never be a negative number. But let's go ahead and solve it. Okay, so fourth it, x plus 3 equals -5 times -5 times -5 times -5, I think is positive 625. -3, I get 622. So if I check this, okay, I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to go the fourth root of 622 plus 3. So if I plug it in, I should get -5, right? No, I get 5, not negative 5. So I know that this is not a solution. I knew that from the beginning because any even root cannot equal a negative number, so no solution. And I plugged it in to show you that it doesn't work. Okay, all right. Turn the page. All right, example 5. Okay, here comes one that is going to take a little bit of work. I don't mind that. I like these fun ones. So why does this one take a little bit of work? Well, if I square the square root, I have to square both sides. X minus 7, here's where the word comes in. X minus 7 is, x minus 7 squared is x minus 7 times x minus 7. X minus 7 squared is x minus 7 times x minus 7. The square cancels the square root, x minus 5, okay? Now, I'm going to have to FOIL this, okay? I'm going to FOIL this, so I'm going to go, x times x times 7, negative 7 times x, negative 7 times negative 7, so I'll get a x times x is x squared, x times negative 7x, negative 7 times x, negative 7x, plus 49. Okay, yeah, it's going to take some work. I can do it. Okay, then I'm going to go x squared minus 14x plus 49 equals x minus 5. Hey, Elsa, come on in. I'm recording for tomorrow, but come on in. So I need to get all the x squareds together so I can factor. So I'm going to go minus x plus 5 plus 5. Because I want to set it equal to 0 so I can factor. X squared minus 15x, because negative 14x and x makes it negative 15x, plus a 54, 49 plus 5 equals 0. Okay, I think this will factor. I think 9 times 6 makes 54, and 9 plus 6 makes a 15. So I'm going to have an x minus 9 and an x minus 6 equals 0. I'm going to solve with my mini equation to get x equals 9 and x equals 6. Now, the 6 won't work, and I'll show you why. The 6 will not work. The 9 works, but let me show you why the 6 doesn't work. If I take the 6 and plug it into the original, okay? So watch. If I plug the 6 right into here, into the original equation, I'd have a x is 6. I'd go 6 minus 7 equals the square root of 6 minus 5. Again, it's that darn negative because 6 minus 7 is a negative 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. The square root of 1 is 1, not negative 1. It won't work. Not 2 answers because I never had an x squared. Okay, so I throw out the 6 and just keep a 9. Okay, example 6 is just an inequality, but the second one's got a trick. Let's do the first one. Okay, let's go back to here. Inequality, don't worry about it. Treat it like an equal sign. So square both sides, square both sides. I will have an x plus 3 equals, is greater than or equal to 25. Squared both sides, get rid of the square root, square both sides, minus 3, x is greater than or equal to 22. And that makes sense. Any number that I put in here bigger than 22 will always be greater than 5. Okay, I like that. So that's all of these answers, okay? On a number line, 0, 22. On a number line, it would graph like this, have a solid dot, and all of these numbers up to infinity are all going to work. Any number plugged in for x greater than or equal to 22 will make an answer bigger than 5 or equal to. Now this one's different because of the lesson. So let's go ahead and solve it like we did. Square, square. I have a x plus 3 is less than or equal to 25. Minus 3, x has to be less than or equal to 22. Different, okay? So now we're looking for less than or equal to 5. So on my number line, I'd have this. I'd have my 22 here, and I have my 0 here, and I have negative 3 here. Okay, I'm putting negative 3 here, okay? So what happens is if x is negative 4, let's say, just say x equals negative 4. If I plug negative 4 in, I go negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. I can't take the square root of a negative number. I have to be careful. So, and x equals negative 5 won't work. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. That won't work. So I can't have
Good
any
afternoon,
answers.
Zodiacs. We need the ASC reps to come
Yeah,
down for the
Mr.
interview
Daly.
session,
There he is.
session with the prospective
Cool.
principal candidate. Again, ASC reps that were sent out to staff. Please excuse them if they are passing their class. Down to the Commons. Thank you.
So we get 2 parts. There you go. You'll hear this and you'll say, I heard that yesterday. Yes, because I'm recording this Thursday afternoon. Okay, so here's the deal. So we have answers from -3 to 22. Any of these numbers plugged in will work. 9, 10, any of those will work. But you can't put a -4 because you'll get a square root of a negative number. And you can't put 23 because the answer would be bigger than 5. Okay? So that's what I have. Homework for you guys tonight. I want you to work on it. Homework, and I'll leave this with the substitute also. But I want you to work. I do. Just because I'm not here doesn't mean you can't work. I'd like you to do, where is it, page? I'm going to get there. Hold on. I want you to page 125, 126. Let's just do the evens, okay? Let's go 2 through 16 even, okay? All right, that's all I have, and I'll see everybody Monday or at the track, okay? Have a great day.